It's been another week, so basically I'm going to put together this weekly vlog, but before I do that I wanted to touch base and tell you a bit about what we did this week so we have some context. So the week started off pretty well. We got the garage picked up, which you'll see, and I'll explain that in that segment of this video. And then we had New Year's Day, and New Year's Eve, then New Year's Day. My dad's birthday was on New Year's Day. He was a New Year's baby, and so we celebrated that and put some clips up. And then after that, though, that evening, we actually got some bad news as it relates to the car side of things, and that is the 54 Ford truck. Apparently, someone put the main or the center main trunnion bearing in on the rear main bearing like you would on a GMC or a Chevy block, and kind of ruined the motor. We'll discuss that a bit. I've got a time lapse. We had to pull the motor, disassemble it, and basically they're building it from scratch up again. The motor had to be rehoned, and the crank was, I guess, salvaged. It wasn't too bad. The motor only had like 4 hours of runtime, and they discovered it by because they noticed metal shavings in the oil filter. I mean, whenever you build a new motor, you want to check the oil constantly, and metal shavings indicated a problem, of course, as one would imagine. And so they pulled the oil pan, and sure enough, metal shavings. So after that, we pick up with them, and I haven't followed the rebuilding just because they have been slammed trying to get it done. The goal is for the truck to be ready to go out to the Barrett-Jackson, and we may all go out to that. I'm not quite sure yet what the status is, but the truck's supposed to go out to the Barrett-Jackson, not to the auction, but for the car shows that coincide at the pavilions with the Desert Derelicts, the car club that we belong to. It's a wonderful show. We'll try and get some footage of that. But anyways, we did that. Worked on the yard a little bit, worked on camera systems a little bit, of course work week, the birthday, and all sorts of fun stuff. But primarily this, you'll see some clips from that. Oh, and we got a drone, and I'm pretty stoked about that. It's a DJI SPARK, and we'll pick up on that probably in this video, maybe in the next. We'll see as we have time. But I got it for $269. $269 for a brand new DJI SPARK with an extra battery. So thank you, Sam's Club, for having a glitch in your computer. Really appreciate it. I did have to drive for an hour to get one, and that story you'll hear about in that clip. So first up, the garage. Alright, so before we get started getting this garage back in order, I need to kind of think about how I want to lay it out. So draw it out real quick. So what we want to do is we've got these nice 6 foot and 1 4 foot long tables along this edge, which fit perfectly up to the curb bump. And I've got some shelf here. I'm going to leave that. That's where all my tools, handheld tools, things that don't go to toolbox tools, we go there, along with screws, bolts, things like that, nails. And then along here, I want to try and incorporate a table. Now I've got a riser, if you will. Basically it looks like this, a curb in the garage. This is the floor. This is the second level. So what I want to do is cut a piece of block wood and then have a table that sits upon that. Makes any sense. For here and for here, that riser, so I was saying it cuts across through there. Then this. So this section will just be hardware, screws, bolts,
Video games right now, just because they fit conveniently. Dog door. Electrical caps, connectors, miscellaneous yard and cleaning stuff. And then over here we'll have chemicals up top, away from things. My Ryobi tools. I love Ryobi tools. I'm not paid by them, but I do wish to continue to use them. One bad battery. And just more of my power tools here. And then I haven't quite figured out if I'm going to keep this set up. There's a bunch of Quikrete here that's to be used. Once that's used, I'll probably bring those toolboxes there on down. The table saw and the chop saw or miter are going to live back over in that corner where they've been living. Once we get a table like one of these for over there, like I said, it's just a custom built thing right now. That's the old liquor cabinet, which we no longer have because now we have a kid, so it's out. Might put it out here and just use it as a cabinet. Anyways, that's what we did here. This is just up on blocks as more of a proof of concept thing. We will make a real setup another time. And then I think we'll put another table there. And I'm either debating another table like those with the pegboard back here, which is where that one was. I know it defeats the purpose, but I wanted to see what this looked like. But I may do that, or wire rack and a small refrigerator to give us some extra fridge space. And if I do a small freezer, I think we can get rid of the deep freezer in here, which I know it's dark. But we can get rid of that deep freezer and then free up some space. And then this is the little server rack I built, which we'll need to modify. You can see I've got a talk about the 1950 Ford truck we've been promising, and the conversation is not going to be a good one. It turns out that we had some misinstalled parts on the motor, which we built about 2-3 years ago, maybe even longer than that. This has been quite the saga, as we mentioned. Well, it's come back to bite us in the butt, and today we've had to actually start and pull the motor completely out of the truck and begin disassembly of it. And right now the guys are going to check the top end to see if we have any damage. Basically what happened was the timing chain shaved off some metal shavings from the front of the cover and dropped them into the oil pan. And we're hoping the cylinder walls are intact, but some of the signs aren't promising. So we'll watch the guys. We got a time lapse going. We can watch them via that, and we'll see how this turns out, and we'll show you some of the results.
Yesterday afternoon, wife and I, Megan, we went out to get some necessities at Sam's Club, diapers, those kind of things. And I saw they had a stand for a drone. In fact, they had the DJI SPARK. I suppose it would help if I held it right. The DJI SPARK there, and it was on Insta Savings, which is Sam's way of saying, hey, buy this, we'll give you some money back. So they had 50 bucks off it, and I kind of, 50 bucks, and it's the SPARK, so you know, it's the small one. But, you know, we've never had a drone before, and we just found out we got some roof leaks, so we need to inspect them, and my dad's been wanting one, and I've kind of been like, yeah, it'd be cool to have. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger. Well, at checkout in the system, it's $269. On this stand, it said it was 400 less 50, so about 350. $269 I got this for on the receipt. Oh, and it came with an extra battery. So this is the remote control combo. Although people said get the Fly More combo, which I kind of wish it was, but $269 extra battery. I mean, how can you argue with that? So I get that. I go to checkout, and as anyone who shopped at Sam's knows, you then have to go and get the item from the lockup area at guest services. So we go and do that. I hand them the little cardboard tag, you know, thing, and said, here, I'd like to get my drone. And they go and they say, we don't have any. What do you mean? We don't have any. We can give you a refund. And I'm thinking, I gotta get this, $269. I save some money. So they say, well, we don't have any here. We have some in Owasso. I talked to the manager. Says, if you go up there, you gotta buy it. Come back here. I'll refund you the difference. Thinking, wow, this is great. Okay, so I call Owasso while I'm standing there. Yeah, we have two. Would you mind putting them in lockup? Well, if you do click and pull, we will. So I talked to them. I'm trying to do click and pull. They can't find the item number. There's no item number on click and pull. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to get this drone. Long story short, I go up to Owasso, 30 minutes up, 30 minutes back, and I get the drone up there, come back to Tulsa, go back to Tulsa Hills Sam's Club, and they exchange a refund, I should say, the one I purchased up in Owasso, making things right. So hopefully they took their display down that was advertising they had them for $50 off when the computer system said $269. I've got my receipt somewhere. I'll have to find it, but I'm going to open this now. We're going to open this. We're going to open this. So it's like Christmas. Actually, it's better than Christmas because I didn't get anything for Christmas of tech kind of things. I had a great Christmas, don't get me wrong, but tech-wise, it was kind of light. Normally because I buy the tech stuff. So this is Merry Christmas. And this was a Christmas special, so that's why they didn't have any more of these. They weren't going to stock. They weren't going to stock anything. Ooh, look at that nice foam case. So this is what they're talking about. Well, there we are. We have a drone now. Look at that. Drone. Just gonna set that guy right there. Not sure what that is. So as I said, this is our first drone, so I'm no drone expert. If you want to hear a drone review and which one to buy, I kind of pulled the trigger on this a little bit afterwards, or before I did some research, but I know DJI, I've heard their name. I'm sure their SPARK is just as entry level, but just as good. So, what do we got here? Documentation is a cable. Documentation, we're going to put that away. I'll read about it online via download. I don't want to get that messy. And then in here, we have the controller. I love how the box says it comes with a case. This isn't a case. This is foam. This is a lie. I could make one of these on my laser cutter if I wanted to. This is definitely not a case. This is just a piece of foam, styrofoam, black styrofoam. Look at that. That's not a case, DJI. You say you send a case, you send a case. This is, my dog is going to eat this, of course. She's going to eat this in 5 seconds. Thanks. Real good. High quality there. So already kind of disappointed. It says storage box. First of all, this isn't a box. This is a box. And storage box means it's made of something that'll last. It'll be storable. This is foam. What a joke. But for $269, I'm not going to complain. It's a good price point at that point. Perhaps DJI with your styrofoam pieces of boxes, you should have them at priced at $269 the entire time. So, in other news, we also got the battery. There's a spare battery. Now these batteries attach onto the back of the drone. Now the one thing that's upsetting about the remote control combo, which of course you get the remote, and unlike the Fly More combo, which everyone says to get, and trust me, it's probably worth it, but $269 for me, is the fact that you have to load the battery in here, like a cartridge, and then charge it while it's on the drone. Because I haven't seen a way to charge them just via the battery themselves. So here's the battery. And the foam, seriously, guys, this is a nice deal of foam, but let's make something that's not made on a CNC router. Why don't you make some professional item? Holds it into there really well. In fact, too well. You should put some finger notches in there. I'm saying this in all seriousness because I make foam for our goods at the company, and my stuff isn't this nice foam, but at least I go to the trouble of putting finger notches in there. So if you're going to ship something, put finger notches in there. Anyways, yeah, here's the battery, and unless you buy the $80 charging station, you basically have to plug it into the drone to charge it. So we're going to plug the drone in and then charge it, and we'll be back. Iris, what's this? Now, this drone, the Spark is the entry-level drone from DJI. I think normally they're about 500, but it has a speed of about 50 kilometers per hour or 31 miles per hour. And, you know, it's not a bad little unit. I've heard some positive things about it, so we're going to check this out today. Probably looking at roofs.